You started with Honor Health at the military partnership,
Yes.
which is now the military and first responder partnership. We got a chance to go through that tour. It really is amazing. I'd love for you to share a little bit about that.
Yeah, Honor Health is the only community hospital that brings in military personnel. So very quickly, I want you to think if you're an Army medic and you're in the reserves. You were 18 years old, you went to basic training, you got your training, you spent maybe a year in your training for your job, and now you're in the reserves, so you're back out in the private sector. You're in the reserves, you go to a drill 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. You might be doing physical exams like flight physicals if you're in the Air Force, or you might be doing medical exams. You might be the medic working the PT test, right, for that weekend. And then now you're 21, 22, you're 3-4 years into your military reserve career, and they call you to go to Afghanistan, or they call you to go to some other location globally to do medicine of injured military people in the field, in the dirt, and you really haven't touched a live patient in a long time other than maybe a physical fitness test because you're a college student or you're working in another industry. So the military partnership will bring in primarily reservists to focus on getting them hands-on training in the trauma center, hands-on training in the emergency room. They actually touch patients. We work with them, they work with the nurse preceptor, and they provide patient care. In addition, we do simulation training. We do training with various simulators, both audio, video, AR type training, as well as inpatient with our high fidelity human simulator. So on the flip side, we do the same thing with our local law enforcement. You think about things like tourniquet, wound packing, your active shooter trauma events. How can we train our first responders to do that same type of medicine that really the military forged for many years?
It was amazing. You say simulations. Those simulations are these very sophisticated dolls, mannequins or whatever. I remember the ones that we used to have to do CPR in high school and those kind of things. This is way beyond that. I mean, you have essentially the ability to have breathing, you have the ability to have voice come through as well. So the simulations are fairly real, and we walked into a tent where there was all the sounds of a battle going on around us while we're doing that. So we're really trying to make those simulations, but those aren't the only simulations you're doing. In discussions, they were talking about how they would set up out in the desert. They would take those mannequins and essentially set up for first responders and whatnot. And they create these scenarios all over the place that trains these people in real world situations.